Okay, so it just occurred to me to make a video about polymathematics. Um, because if you've got a map, say like a body of work, body of knowledge is like a map, right? In order to understand the map and to make use of it, you've got to know where you are on the map, where you fit in, what all the different, how to read the map, what it all means, what it's a map of. And this is the nature of knowledge and the written word. It's generally about maps. All different kinds of maps. So, in order to understand a lot of what's going on in various fields of knowledge, you've got to be able to trace the formation of those different knowledges, the development of those knowledges right back to the beginnings, to get to the roots of them, the foundations. A lot of modern stuff now we're dealing with comes down to the Greek stuff. That's about as far as we can go, like to the Greek philosophers. Otherwise, you've got to use mythology, trace the mythology going right back to various people's roots. That's what you've got. The mythology was their knowledge condensed into something they could pass on. So all these different stories that they've got. So you've got to be kind of like a historian. You've got to be an anthropologist. You've got to be a psychologist. You've got to be a psychotherapist, perhaps. You know, to gain sympathy with the knowledges that have been written. Um, that's just to start with. That's just so you can learn to read. To get the benefit of what you're reading, you've got to know all this stuff. You've got to know where it comes from. You've got to be able to trace it all back to its roots. And that takes quite a lot of work and a lot of years of study. One of the reasons that put me off going to university was that you've got to, there's no embracing of all different varieties of knowledge, which is, as far as I'm concerned, is what you need to really know stuff, to know what's going on. You've got to study everything. Leave no stone unturned. All these people that just specialise and become experts in a field, I don't trust them because they haven't got a broad enough, generally speaking, they haven't got a broad enough scope of vision and understanding and knowledge about things to know where they are on the map. They might know a particular map, but they don't know what it's a map of exactly. They don't know where it fits into the big picture. So they're liable to give you bad directions and do make serious mistakes, even though they're a so-called expert, because they're focused on one specific part of things at the expense of everything else. Now, I've always believed that it's best to get a big view of everything, to know where you fit into it, to know what part you play. If you don't know who you are, what do you know? You're going to be easily manipulated and controlled and taken advantage of and stuff like that if you don't know who you are. It says, I think it's in the Oracle at Delphi, it says, know thyself. And it goes on from there and it says something about, then you'll know all the wonders of the universe and the gods and stuff, when you know yourself. And to know yourself, you've got to know where you fit in. And so in this day and age, you've got to understand a lot of different knowledges in order to place yourself properly in the grand scheme of things, to know where you are. If you don't know where you are, you don't know who you are.